Hey y'all, it's your favorite healing coach, Coach Kim the author, here with a quick word for your mind, body, and spirit. So, I'm working on a new book for a lot of reasons other than I'm a writer. And for a long time, I would not call myself a writer, even though I wanted to be a writer because I hadn't published anything. And even after I did, I wouldn't call myself a writer because I hadn't reached the level where I felt confident in calling myself a writer. But I'm a writer. Even when I don't want to write. Even when I'm scared to write. Even when I don't feel like writing and don't want to write the things God tells me to write, I'm a writer. And in brainstorming and doodling and going through the process of what I do to write, I started thinking through a lot of things. And on my morning walk, I started thinking that closure is a load of crap. It's an illusion. We don't need closure. Not the way we think we need closure. We think we need one final act of permission from the other party to fully walk away and close this chapter of our lives. When the truth is, the relationship gave us all the closure we really needed. Every time they rejected you, every time they abandoned you physically and emotionally, every time they betrayed you, disappointed you, took you and your love for granted, that was closure. That was all the permission you needed to walk away and close the chapter. But culture and society tells us that we need one more conversation, one more interaction, one more time for them to explain to us why it went wrong, explain to us why they couldn't do what we needed them to do. Explain to us what deep down we already know. Give us answers we found during the relationship that were the red flags we insisted on ignoring because we love them. When we say we're looking for closure, what we're really looking for is a glimmer of hope. Hope that the relationship isn't really over, that this time they'll apologize and they'll follow it up with changed behavior. They'll see the error of their ways and beg us for forgiveness. We hope that they'll be different this time, that they're ready to change, that they're finally ready to love us the way we deserve. But usually this one moment of closure that we're so intent on having really proves exactly what we need but don't want, because they're going to show up as who they've always been, doing what they've always done, and breaking our hearts again because we held out hope for the miraculous to show up in a place that's always just been regular, always just been ordinary. And God is a funny dude, because while I was working through the thoughts for this video, my son asked me a question that I knew he knew the answer to. And I'm like, why are you asking me this? And he says, because I need closure. And I'm like, okay, God. So I tell him closure is an illusion. And he says, really? So I say yes, because they've already shown you who they are. And we're talking about the things I've been thinking about working on. And then he says that if you're not ready to have the conversation, but you know they're not treating you right, every time they do you wrong, you should delete a letter out of their name in their contact information in your phone. And when it's done, it's done. And I'm like, this kid is wise beyond his years, because he's 11. And I would have never thought of something like that. Like, how does an 11-year-old tell me something so profound as to how to gauge the behavior of a person I've been given chance after chance after chance to? And he makes it so simple as just start deleting them, one letter at a time. And then when it's over, you don't have any excuse because you don't have their information anymore. And I'm like, at the end of the day, he's right, because God does not want us bound to people and places and things that continue to hurt us and abuse us, because that's who and what they've always been. I got so sick of hearing that from my husband when I was going through ending or walking away from a certain relationship. And I'm like, just because you know that that's how a person is or always has been does not give them the right to trample on your loyalty, and it does not mean that you have to let them. When a person shows you who they are, please believe them. Or as one of my favorite teachers, Minister Kevin Ewing, says his mother taught him, a little will show you what a lot is going to be like. A little will show you what a lot is going to be like. You've seen them for who they are. You know what they're going to do, because they're going to do the same thing over and over again. If you've already had the conversations of, hey, I need you to change this, I need us to work on that, and it's not happening, it's not changing, either they don't care or it's not as important to them as it is to you. Either way, they're showing you, they're giving you permission to walk away. They're giving you permission to close the chapter and be done. You don't need anything else, any other reason to go back looking for heartbreak and disappointment, calling it closure. Decide for yourself that it's over when it's over, and be done. Until next time, stay blessed.